This video is about how I get that fancy prompt for my bash shell when I log into the production server. It's the one that where when I switch directory to a directory that's a Git repository, the prompt will show the current folder and the branch of the repository that I'm on. So I'm going to try to cover some of the cosmetic things which help, my project environment as it relates to repositories, how to make it better on my production server. All right, the first thing is in .git config, which is a configuration file for my user account, and it's in my user's home directory. My user on production is root. It has a line UI equals true for the color. So that's one thing. By the way, you shouldn't edit the .git config file directly. Use the git config global and then the parameter and then the value. That's the command that you should use rather than direct manipulation of that file. For git completion, I have this file .git completion.bash. The command used to get that file is this curl command. It comes from a GitHub repository. The name right now, as you see it, has a dot in front of it, but the curl command, when it retrieved that file, it didn't have a dot. So this is the command to use to change the name from without a dot to having a dot. So it's .git completion. Okay, so after adding the .git completion.bash, I had to include that in my .bashrc so that it will load that script every time I open a terminal. So let's see those lines in .bashrc. Nano .bashrc. All right, here it is. So it is sourcing that file, and let's see, it's creating a value for PS1, which determines our bash command prompt. Okay, this file was also sourced in my bashrc. I'm not sure what it does, but it seems to have a lot of code in it. And okay, let's see. In order for me to know where I got it from, let me go and do a nano on it. Okay. It probably came from Sean O. Pierce's GitHub repository. All right, I don't know how I got this, okay? But anyways, it needs to be there. It's helpful. Let me show you how I included it in my bashrc. Okay, right there. I did it right before I sourced the .git completion.bash. Okay? And by the way, I do have a copy of that file in my development environment. So if I lose it in my production, I can always find it in my development environment. Anyways, I'm going to show you the end result of these scripts. So let me go to underdog repository. Okay. See, here it says that I'm in the underdog zone directory, and it tells me which branch I'm on. And I believe also it will tell me the status of the repository, whether it needs to be committed or not. So let me switch to another directory here so I can show you a different. Okay, like if I go to logs. Okay. See, the directory name here changed to logs. By the way, now that my prompt doesn't show me which host I'm on, I can just use host name command, and that'll tell me which host I'm on. Here it says I'm on the production server, sambuscompanyx.com. I do want to add one thing, which is the permissions on these two scripts. I have them here both with executable permissions, and I'm not sure if that's absolutely necessary or not. But I just wanted to point that out. And I think that'll be it for this video.